Good morning, my name's Stuart and this is my second video, and in the first video I talked a lot about the information about multidimensional awareness and what that's going to be, and I am going to talk about that as things move on. But this morning really I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the reason that the information is coming out in the first place. So we're going to try and go on a really positive note this morning and say that everything is changing. That's the point of really the information coming in the first place, is that everything is changing. The whole purpose of this information coming out is so that people can understand what things used to be, what things were in the universe in a situation called duality. Now that's leaving. Duality is leaving us, and if you want to put that into a word, you'd have to set into a way of explaining it. You'd have to say that duality is sadness, duality is anger, duality is rage, duality is depression. It's all of the dark emotions, all of the dark feelings, all of the dark things that exist. But that is what's coming to an end. Now every single person's got the choice to choose what they want to be now, what they want to do. It's a new slate. So for a long time, all of us have been in duality. Many of us that have been down here on the earth and reincarnated on the earth for so long now have been in duality. So what's different? What's different is that the game is changing. God has decided duality is finished. Now the difference for you as an individual is, do you want to join? Do you want to run with the new situation, or do you want to stay in the place that you were before? Do you want to stay in sadness? Do you want to stay in anger? Do you want to stay in a place where you want to hurt, not heal? Where you don't wake up in the morning and jump out of bed excited about what that day is going to be, where you don't find happiness within yourself, where you don't seem to find love, where you don't find the things that you want. Because this is the opportunity that's being offered to everybody now. Everybody on this planet is being offered the opportunity to leave those kind of lives behind and to move into a brand new way of living. Now, you can't do it, as I said the other day, you can't do it for somebody else. You must do it for yourself. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, do you want to? Do you enjoy being that kind of person? Do you enjoy having that kind of life? Because if you don't, then change it. So the point of duality, the point of understanding who you are, where you are, and why you are here right now on the earth, and the information that's going to get laid out through these videos over the next, as long as it takes, is to realise that. It's just information to show you what is. It's not that important, the information, but what it will bring, hopefully, is an understanding that what many of us are saying on the net now is true. Duality is coming to an end. If you feel like that, if you carry on feeling like that, if you choose to feel that way, then that's your choice. So the world is moving on. Yes, there are some very dark things happening on the planet, and that really is a case of everybody's dualistic facets, right? Personalities. These are extensions of the soul that have been playing in a thing called duality for a long time in the universe, and that's over. So we're bringing in these personalities, and they need to be cleaned, they need to be healed, they need to be purified. And when I say purified, I mean they need to be brought back to a place of happiness. That's what purification is, where you wake up with a smile, where you go to bed with a smile, where the things around you make you happy. Now, I'm not saying that I'm there yet, right? What I do know is that my soul was very darkened. It really was, and I came to understand that. But every day things change. We have to look in the mirror and find out how we're behaving, how we're treating other people. Do we care? Do we love? These are the things that matter. So you've got to really have a look at yourself. There is no point in looking elsewhere to find out whether you're happy or not. It is inside. I mean, a lot of the understandings of the way we used to figure this stuff out with spirituality, with this, that, the other, with crystals and all these things, and they were wonderful. With Reiki, with all these masses of things to help us when we were unhappy in that way. I'm not saying that they're no use now. That's not what it is. For some people, they are what they're using it right now. But believe me, the point will come when you put these things down. Because happiness doesn't come from a crystal. Happiness doesn't come from a pendant. It doesn't come from any of these things. It's a wonderful thing that people are using them. It's a fantastic thing that people are using if that's what takes them to the next stage. But the point will come when you wake up one day and you put them down. You will take on the information that I'm going to pass to you. And it will be used as a conduit, nothing more. It will be used to understand. And when you wake up finding happiness, you'll forget to read the books. You'll forget to look at the videos because you'll be so excited about what's going to happen in your day that there's no need to read them. That's the point of them. They are something that can take you from A to B. That's it. There's no magic in them. There's nothing special that's going to help you in that sense, but what it is going to do is make you understand what is happening to you. When you feel like this, when you feel so dark, when you feel so angry and you feel that everything's going wrong and everything's coming at you and it's somebody else's fault, so you blame everything, you're angry at everything. And the events that we're seeing across the planet are coming from this source of energy, from the minds of the people that are struggling. They are it's sadness, it's loneliness, it's depression, this is the things that build the moments that are creating these dark situations that we see on the planet, where people are lashing out. They don't really know what to do. It's not their fault. It's what God asked them to be. But now God is giving everyone a second shot. Everyone has given all of us a second chance to change, turn, and become what we used to be. Because before duality, and that was a long time ago, duality's gone on for almost 500 million years. It's a long time. But that's over. So the question is, do you want to stay in duality? Do you want to stay in them emotions? Or do you want to step out, join the world, and move on? Because there is a new world coming. And that world is exciting. It's full of love, it's full of caring, it's full of community, it's full of people that want to be happy, that want to help the guy stood or the lady stood next to him, that love because it's great, not because they tell you to, not doing things because you think you should do because you've read it in a book or you've heard it from someone like me. It's not what it's about. It's about you wanting to, because it feels good, and when you do that, you feel good. It's that simple. So it's a step-by-step process. We're not talking about something that's going to happen in one day. It's not going to do. You're not going to wake up and go, I'm okay now. Each of the facets, each of the parts of your soul that are going to move into us. As I said in the first video, we'll deal with the fourth dimension to start with. We've been living in a third dimensional world. Now as we're moving into a fourth dimensional world, the parts of our soul that are fourth dimensional, and as I said, there are 4 parts. They are moving into the same space as you. As the videos go forward, I will explain the technical process for that actually happening. So I won't talk about that today. Today's merely about a message, just explain that it's about finding joy. It's about finding excitement, enthusiasm. It's about finding reasons to be nice, to love, to care. And that can take time. So we talk about, we can read and read and read about inner child. We can read and read about it. But what inner child is a damaged soul. It's what it is. It's experienced duality. It's been beaten up, it's been duffed up, it's been gone through things that are not pleasant. And consequently, it's the way it feels today because of that. So how do we change step by step from where we were to where we need to be? We go inside. There's nowhere else to go. You've got to go inside. You've got to find out what it is that's done this. Now, there are lots and lots of people on this planet that are willing to help. But ultimately, the help must start from yourself. You must find where that sadness is. You must find out why it is. You must bring it forward. There's lots of processes. You can have regressional therapy. You can have lots and lots of things. But I haven't had any of those things. And I'll be absolutely honest with you. Where I found the truth was in the mirror. You look at the mirror for long enough, you look at what you are for long enough, you accept what you are, recognise why you seem to be that way. And baby steps, just one day at a time, take steps. Find a reason to do something nice. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. Just do it. You will feel better. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about who you are. and you'll want to do it again tomorrow. And as your days move forward, your soul lightens. Each part of your soul, these 4 facets that are coming in, 2 are already light, so they're good. You can rely on them. Now there'll be 2 more that we don't know. Shades of grey, right? Everybody's different, and as I say, mine were very dark. I have played some very dark roles in the universe, and I've come to understand that I was meant to. You know, it was what was chosen. It was what everybody decided should happen, and that was the part that I played. And there are many, in different lives, of course, but many different people have played many different roles. If you look at history, we are history. Reincarnation is very real in that sense. We've come on and off this planet so many times. You'll find yourself in history if you go and look hard enough. Everybody's there in history. Everybody's played roles that they're not proud of, and everyone's done things that they're not proud of. But it was done for the greater good. It was done for something called duality. So you need to give yourself a break. You need to realise that you're not a bad person. You did what was necessary in that time. Now you might have chosen to. I'm not saying that there is no responsibility, because there is. That's called karma. But in the book it's explained that karma and many other of the roles that we're playing, many other the things that we've done, it's not about beating you up with karma. That's not what karma is. So my job was to show karma from a higher perspective, looking down on it rather than from on the ground level, to understand what is karma, because it's very difficult to figure it out. But karma, it's better to say not what karma is, but why is karma there. So karma is there to show you that you need to change. That's it. And just like you would with a small child, you wouldn't keep berating that child. You wouldn't keep telling that child off. You wouldn't make that child suffer in any way for it to learn if it's already learned. If that child has taken that lesson, understood it on its own, recognised it shouldn't have done it, and said, I'm sorry, I didn't realise that was hurting people, and then it moves forward and it doesn't ever do it again, why would you keep telling that child off afterwards? Well, you wouldn't. Now that's what karma is. Karma is there as a parental understanding of, you can't really do that. It hurts people. And once the child learns, and we're the child, we've got to understand that. We are the child. We talk about the inner child. That's us. That's us, the human being stood here. That's what it actually is. So when you learn that you don't need to do that anymore, there'll be a certain amount of work you have to put in to show that you really don't want to behave that way anymore. But once that's done, karma is dissolved. There are many people on the planet that learn about the karma and say to themselves, there's no hope. I did. I saw my karma, it seemed to stretch out into infinity. But the changes that I've made mean that the karma has disappeared. So there is always hope. And really, I think the reason that I've been given this job is that I had more karma than most. I had taken on roles that were very specific, that created a lot of karma. Now that's not who I am today, and it's not who I'm going to be tomorrow. But it is who I was yesterday. Not in this life, but in others. So, have faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith that it can change, that it will change, that it does change. And you could say I'm the living proof of that. There are many like me. There are many like me, so I'm not on my own in that sense, I know that. But the fact of the matter is, I wake up with a smile. Not every day, but every day gets better. And you've got to work at that. You got to bring happiness inside of yourself. You've got to change your life so that happens. But it is one step at a time. It's not going to happen in an instant. It's not. And the likelihood is that if you're out there and you're feeling these feelings, then yours, whatever your karma is, it's less than mine was. Whatever the changes you have to make are, the less than mine were. So if I'm here, I'm still alive, which is the key on the earth right now. If you're still alive, then you're doing all right. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's helped me a lot, someone who's taught me a lot, and I'm not attaching him to this video or getting any, trying to take any credit from him or any way like that, is Matt Kahn. Now, if there's anybody out there that's struggling with how to deal with the dark feelings inside yourself, that's the guy you want to listen to. Okay. There are many, but for me, he spoke the truth. It stung, but he spoke the truth. So this message today really is explaining why the videos are here, why the information that's going to be put down in the next couple of months over the videos that are coming out, and I'm hoping to get quite a lot of videos out, is to really explain that what you think life is isn't, and that there is hope. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.